the world's first AI agent phone for entrepreneurs. I'm dead serious. So the whole experience starts with the unboxing, and it is definitely pretty insane. Like, this box has drawers and a leather case and an authenticity card, and it actually comes with the charger in the box. Well, actually, I take that back. The charger is in a whole separate box for some reason, but hey, that's real luxury. But surely that can't make up the entire price tag. It's got this unique shape where it's not quite a rectangle, it's more of a Vertu V shape everywhere. The front of it has the V shape, the front-facing speakers have the shape, the back of the phone is a V shape, and then this back material is a wine red calf skin leather. It's really solid. The buttons are nice and clicky, and it's funny, they couldn't get the USB Type-C port at the bottom because they have it up here at the top right corner instead. The coolest part though is easily these two wings at the back here. These actually both cleverly open up to expose two SIM card trays, but still, that's nice. But it's not $5,000 nice. This phone, I paid $5,380 for, plus tax. So this is one of those ultra luxury phones. It's called the Vertu Agent Q. Yes, really. Snapdragon 8 Elite. This has a terabyte of storage and 16 gigs of RAM. Triple cameras, 50 megapixel main, 50 megapixel ultra wide, 64 megapixel telephoto. 1080p, 120 hertz AMOLED display. 5,565 milliamp hour battery and 65 watt fast charging. And dual stereo front facing speakers. How much did that phone cost in 2026? There's just no way it can be worth it though, right? Well, and there are some things about it that are actually better than a regular phone. I hate to admit it. But also, there are absolutely some things about it that are not worth it. So first of all, what is it? So then there's the cameras. And it had an absolute metric ton of options that I'd never seen before in this camera. And I want to understand them. So I go to their website and oh my God, their website. They have a bunch of stuff on their website that says a bunch of crazy things about this camera that at first are kind of believable, maybe. Like, they have this page that says, experience the world's first true mechanical zoom lens. There is nothing going on here with a zoom, like any sort of smooth optical zoom or variable focal length or anything like that. What is mechanical zoom? It's just a normal fixed lens. In no way is this a world's first zoom. I keep reading, there's another section that deep dives on the camera that says it has a real mechanical variable aperture, f1.59 to f4. Oh, okay, great. It was just a misunderstanding. It's a variable aperture. Okay, interesting. That would be cool. It's not a world's first still, but I remember seeing that on the Galaxy S9 back in the day, and it was pretty useful. Like, that was an innovation to control the amount of light hitting the sensor and the depth of field with a simple press of a button. But then I go in to use it on the Vertu phone, and I cannot find any indication of an actual variable aperture camera in this phone. I actually open the portrait mode and there's a whole aperture slider from f16 to f1, but as I play with this slider, it's very clearly just adding a massive amount of fake software blur to the subject. Because after I take the photo and review them on a device that isn't the Vertu phone, it's crazy. The EXIF data actually tries to say these photos are at f1 and f16, but they're clearly lying because the shutter speed didn't change, the ISO didn't change, and the photos look essentially identical to each other. But it turns out the main sell for this phone isn't the cameras, it's the AI agent. This special Ruby key on the side of the phone here will open a special Vertu Life app that has a 24/7 concierge/butler service. When I first open the Vertu Life app, it gives me all these suggestions, conveniently thematically divided into a bunch of V stuff. Vitality, which is a bunch of health and fitness related stuff. A vision for a bunch of business related insights. And then from there, you can open a chat with either an AI or so I hit the Ruby button and open the generic concierge, which has a bunch of different names and profile pictures and personalities available, by the way. Okay, order me one of those new shirts from mkbhd.com. That would be my task. And sure enough, I was immediately plummeted into this full-on text conversation with an agent who sent me screenshots and asked me what size I wanted and what shipping address, and eventually placed an order for the shirt on my behalf. Now that's very exciting. Mission accomplished. The agent actually did what I asked it to. But there were a couple of weird things about it though. Number one, the dollar amount I was told to pay was $20.30, but it's a $29 shirt. So then number two, when it came time to pay, we take PayPal. It literally said PayPal or USTD. So I had to open up PayPal on my computer, send the money to Vertu, and then send them a screenshot of my PayPal payment that I'd paid. Really odd, probably more work than just going to the website and ordering the shirt myself. Also, a screenshot seems fairly easy to Photoshop. But then number three, They requested some extra time to complete this transaction, specifically if they could wait till 10 a.m. Beijing time. By the time I got through with all of this chatting, which took like an hour and a half, it still had a couple more hours left to go to actually have them place the order. And sure enough, I checked back later that night in the back end, since this is our store. I can see that the order was placed for Marques Brownlee at 9:03 p.m. that night. So like 7 hours after my chat with them. I understand that this is clearly not an AI assistant. This is definitely a human. I've actually chatted with this human assistant long enough to ask, "Are you a human?" To which they replied, "It's real, man. It's real. It's real, man. It's a real man. I don't know." All of this brings me to why this phone is so silly. This whole Vertu brand, it turns out, was originally started in London by Nokia as a sort of luxury sub-brand. All the camera stuff before about having the world's first mechanical zoom, which doesn't make any sense. The physical variable aperture stuff, which was just made up. Also, their site says the phone has a Snapdragon 8 Elite Supreme, which is not a real thing. That's not a chip that actually exists. The only way that this could maybe be worth it is if that concierge service actually works and gets you whatever you want, because there's no subscription price. Like, you just buy the phone, which is expensive, but then you get infinite 24/7 access for it to book whatever you want and skip lines and do things for you. That theoretically could be worth it, but that's a big if. But I would also think that $5,000 one-time payment for a 24/7, 365 infinite concierge service, it's probably not a very good concierge service. And you know what? That's the thing about phones at this point. This one just happens to be a crudely skinned Android phone designed to take advantage of people with way more dollars. Thanks for watching.